So I'm gonna do a reaction video. I was gonna watch this morning when I was getting ready, but immediately I started laughing. Like, well, not immediately, but a little bit immediately I started laughing, and I was like, why don't I do a reaction video to this? Maybe somebody might also like to laugh, and you know. So right now I'm drinking ginger ale with something extra, and okay, so let me make sure the sound's up. Okay, here we go.
Ideas. No. Would you like to learn how not to fight? Well, do you think fighting is the best way
Oh wait.
to do things?
See, this is where I stopped it. Okay, let me start
He's
it
an
over.
intelligent
See, that's where I
child and a
stopped it
very
at,
attractive one.
and I was busting out.
But Philippe is a problem.
Okay,
At school,
so immediate pause. He's a attractive child. Who says that?
at home, to himself. Philippe is an overly aggressive child. What can be done? We can say, oh, this is just a phase, he'll outgrow it. Or we can recognize that he needs help and that something can be done to help him.
The
This
teacher's
is the
like, oh my
supervisor
god.
of nursery school, Miss Steinberg.
This is what took me out.
Tried to choke a little boy because this little boy wanted to play.
Before we keep going, look at her body language. This is what took me out. And teachers are so, like, good teachers are underpaid. I feel like if you should get the opinions of the students whether or not you're a good teacher, if you know you're, and also listen to those students that don't say the teacher's good, because sometimes they be telling the truth and the other kids be lying. Anyway, but you know, like if the overall arching consensus of that teacher is that that's a good teacher, I feel like they should get paid more. That's just me. But look at her body language and tell me this woman doesn't need a vacation or a raise. When I saw this, I busted out laughing and I said, I need to stop it right here and I need to make a video.
The little girl that he was particularly interested in. He's inclined to reject any authority or limits set for him by the teacher. And it became so bad,
She's smoking a
even
cigarette.
to the extent of hitting the teacher, that we had to ask the mother to come in to see us. And we recommended that she goes.
She is a children's teacher and she is so, she's so over. She's so like, yeah, you know, he hit somebody and then, you know, because somebody was playing with his little girl or whatever, and she's so stressed, and it just really made, and look at the paintings on the walls. For her to have the body language she has in this video, and for the paintings to be on the walls, I'm sorry. And with the cigarette, like, to me, that was pure art.
To the Children's Hospital for help.
This is Dr. Hyman Kaplan.
Your mommy is worried because you used to do so much fighting at school. And she'd like to know how we could teach you not to fight so much. Do you have any ideas? No.
Nope.
Would you like to learn how not to fight? Well,
Nope.
do you think fighting
No
is
ideas.
the best way to do things?
Yeah.
He ain't listening to you.
And you don't think you know any other way?
He fighting right
This
now.
is Philippe's mother.
It's terribly disobedient. A child has to know and has to respect authority from a teacher or from a parent. I feel somewhere along the line I failed. He's a child that has really everything a child would want. And it's really quite disheartening. There's something that it just makes one feel like a failure.
The doctors will spend time with Philippe and with Philippe's mother. It's more useful if both parents come, since both are a part of the problem. But even if only one will come, this can be alter the home situation, which contributes to Philippe's problem. Play therapy enables the doctor to enlist and probe the child's feelings, his feelings about his home, his parents, and how he deals with the world about him.
I wouldn't want my feelings probed. So I don't know how many of these public probings he's gone through, but maybe that's why he's angry.
There's nothing magical about it, and nothing that is threatening to the home.
If the pussycat went to school and made trouble for the teacher, you'd whip the pussycat.
Yeah.
And what that helped the Pussycat learn how to do better.
Was y'all really in that 60s calling cats pussycats? Were y'all really are you being for real? I feel like I'm being gaslit right now. You're talking to a child. You're gonna tell this child, oh, what did he say?
What that helped the Pussycat learn how to do better in school.
Yes, because
Would that help the pussycat learn how to do better in school? You know, sometimes I really believe that like people kind of set children back when they talk to them like this, because it's like, what are you even talking about? Like, people don't talk to people like this, I don't think. So my advice, don't baby talk to kids. Baby talk to dogs.
And what that helped the Pussycat learn how to do better in school.
yes, because they'll remember it.
They'll remember it.
And if they're bad at school, they go,
He sound like Donald Duck.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Sorry.
Because you've had whippings and you've had punishments, and has that helped you learn to enjoy school a lot better?
no,
Why he sound like
And wham wham.
doesn't have.
Wham wham doesn't always help. I have a whip in my hands. Is that what you were looking for? I just have hands that I can sort of get close to you with and love you
You love me?
and be friendly to you.
Aw.
Yes, I love you because I'm a doctor that's trying to help
oh no, because see, that made me real sad. I haven't watched this part yet, so that really made me, you love me? Same. Honestly, same. Like, oh my gosh, I feel targeted. I feel and then the doctor like, yes, I do love you. I love you because I'm a doctor. It's giving me flashbacks that I'm not trying to remember from previous relationships. Like, oh my God, you love me? Yes, I love you. Okay, moving
you. I
on.
help you by trying to find out how I can help.
And the sad thing is, after the kid looked at him, after he was like, you love me? And the doctor was like, yeah, I love you. He know he don't love him. Look at his face. He's like, this dude just lied to me. He really just lied to my face. So now I'm mad. Like, that's how I would be feeling.
Enjoy your school without fighting all the other kids so much, because there must be a good reason why you fight all those kids. On one hand, you say,
He like, there is. They be getting on my nerves.
And you say, somehow I feel he's missing something. And more than that, you say, you
She
feel
got an attitude
you're
too.
the one that's making this missing occur.
Well, he's missing, obviously, child companionship. I mean, obviously, without the lack of other children, it's not a wonderfully happy home. He's such a difficult child anyway to handle, but I just couldn't take another. Wouldn't want another child.
Who do you think's the most important person?
Oh.
I would say I am.
You are.
Would say so. I'm imagine so.
Well,
Yeah,
I
she got an
agree with that.
attitude.
Now,
She got a side to her, I could tell.
don't learn things by being born with the machinery for knowing things.
No.
They have to be trained and developed. A good teacher, a good mother is a person who gives goodies, love, affection, tenderness, and gratification, but who in crucial situations can say no. How good a teacher are you, particularly when your child doesn't want to listen to you?
He gets punished, and that's all there is to it.
And then you become a punitive teacher.
If he's very rude, he goes to bed and he's punished. And it doesn't matter to him if he doesn't watch the television. He just goes over my knee with a slipper and he goes to his room. Doesn't always work.
Well, after you've given him a beating.
What do y'all think about whoopings? I don't know about them, because it's like, if a child, I feel like if a child understands what you want them to do, they're gonna, most of the time they're gonna do it. I mean, yeah, kids are curious and stuff, but aren't you curious? I don't know. I think that teaches bad habits. What do you think?
Do you feel he's learned something?
No.
Do you feel you
See?
learned something?
No.
See? So she said, and I take him over my knee with a slipper and he hasn't learned a thing. Yeah, because you haven't talked to him. You just hit him. How are you going to teach somebody to stop hitting somebody by hitting them?
How angry are you when all this happens?
Well, I am inclined to be, what? Highly strung, to say the least. But I try desperately to handle the situation as calmly as one can.
Was they doing lobotomies back here back then, or was that in the 30s? This is in the 60s. Was they doing lobotomies back then?
You mean you don't think you should be angry?
I shouldn't show my anger.
Why not?
Well,
It seems to me, though, that you're trying very hard to...
What kind of answer was that? Hold on, what kind of answer was that? But you shouldn't show your anger. Well, huh? What? That was like a Jada Pinkett Smith
You're
answer.
also trying very hard not to teach them. Because when you're angry, you're entitled to be angry. If you're putting a lid on that...
She mad now.
Is it also possible that you're curbing a lot of the love you might give them? Because if one learns to put a lid on feelings, it's very hard to open up the lid for feelings.
Why were all doctors talking like this back then? Because man, this guy is really kind of, I feel gaslit listening to him. Like I'm getting mad. To be honest, I'm getting mad listening to him. I'm like, first of all, why are you talking to me like this? First of all, that's how I'm feeling. Like you diagnosing me and you like, sir, it's something not right with what you got going on. I understand that you're trying to help me and my son, okay? But there's something that you might need to figure out, because why are you talking like a robot and it's 1960? Robots are not even invented yet. Make it make sense.
A, but close it for feeling B.
but the thing is, I find that
Like, let's talk about your feelings. What you got going on? How's you and Mrs. Therapist doing? I didn't think so. And that girl in your basement.
when I raise my voice to him, he raises his voice back.
Right. Now just for the sole purpose. Now just for the sole, I done muted this thing. Now just for the sole purpose that I'm not really vibing with the therapist. I'm on her side.
In much easier than I. When I say something, I mean it. But if I'm going to persist, and the next minute my husband's going to give him exactly what he wants, I've lost.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because if you have an army with a dual command, you've got a very chaotic situation.
Well, that's exactly what I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Introducing a new variable here. In what way do you and your husband split your authority, and therefore this boy feels that he doesn't really have?
Is he even here? When he's talking, does he even know what he's about to say before he starts talking? Or does he just start talking and he just kind of figures it out as it goes? Because what?
Any unified command, and he doesn't have to learn. And, well,
He has too many teachers. He has too many people telling him what to do.
Well, let's see where we can put our finger on the problem between you and your husband in terms of handling this boy. How do you see it?
My husband is European, and he was brought up again in a different
Her husband ain't even here.
way, perhaps nearer to my way of being brought up than the way this child is being brought up. And he actually perhaps didn't have any sort of affection at all. He was brought up by governesses, which is even worse, to quite a late stage. And he works very hard, and he's very tired, and really doesn't have too much patience. And he adores the child, obviously, that has anything to do with it. But I think that here everybody's under such a strain that it's very hard to know what to fulfill your commitments and your responsibility towards a child.
Well, you're partly saying
I feel like everyone's responsibility to children is to tell them what is going on. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a way that children can understand, take away maybe some certain conversations that children shouldn't be a part of. But for the most part, you need to let them know so they can make a decision on what is going on. Like, if you're just like, do what I tell you to do, then when somebody else comes along and they see them as an authoritative figure over them and they feel like that's an authoritative figure over them, they're going to just do what they tell them to do instead of thinking for themselves.
This house is your 6-year-old boy. He's the boss. He gets mostly what he wants.
Mostly. That's exactly right.
And that's a very heavy responsibility for a 6-year-old, isn't it?
This is Dr. Taylor Staton, head of psychiatry at Montreal Children's Hospital. This mother is pretty bothered.
I guess Philip and the mother have been trying to solve this problem for quite a while. I suspect it goes back a long way.
He's like, what, 6? How long could it go back? He's 6.
She probably has really had the feeling that she would like Philip to get going on solving his babyhood problem.
And it's like in the 60s, it's so funny because like you can tell like the men, they don't even really be around their children much because they try to tell her what to do with this child. And they're like, this boy, he's having troubles because his mother is bothered, and she is not understanding how to cope. It's just like you're just talking. This is a boy. And really, like, since this is a boy, this technically should be y'all's concern more than hers concern, really.
And runabout problems and things like that in rather a hurry, I would think. He's been shamed out of taking his time, or frightened to do the baby things at the baby time, and I wouldn't be surprised that if
what is this dead look in everyone's face that they just, everyone here, and they're just dead. Like, they're just like, what is going on? Like, y'all need a nap? Did you wake up too early from a nap? This really looks like right before you have to do something and you wake up from like the longest nap that you did not even mean to wake up from, and like you have to do something and you have to like be active and talk to people. That's how this guy is talking. Like somebody woke him up from a nap. He done took a NyQuil in the middle of the day, and somebody woke him up and put a tie and a suit on him and told him to speak about this.
all this aggression and drive and aggressiveness is the feeling of wanting to be understood as a baby.
All right,
How sick is he? Or is he sick?
Philip's in trouble. He could develop.
Yeah, he in trouble. He keep hitting people. He can't stay out of trouble. Is he sick? He's in trouble. That's not helpful.
In what we call antisocial times, where
Sorry.
he doesn't get along with anybody, has no friends, and seems to
Same.
be against any situation that he might come into, and this could certainly lead him into serious trouble.
Same.
Philip, on the other hand, I get the feeling from what
Maybe he just good at clocking people. Maybe mad people in his class is fake. And he is clocking them. Because when I was in school, I felt like everybody was fake too, and I didn't like anybody either. I wasn't hitting people or nothing like that. But like, people in school do be fake. They do be needing to push, and you know, they do be needing a little or whatever. I remember this one time I was in preschool, and but children also, they do like what they see, because when I was in preschool, I went to kind of like a ghetto preschool. And in the mornings after Pokemon would go off, we would watch the teachers, if they had like an issue or whatever, we would watch them fight in the middle of the red carpet. And we would just all, sit around and just watch them duke it out or whatever. So sometimes in the middle of playing Duck, Duck, Goose, if you was out, but you didn't really want to be out or whatever, you would go to the middle of the circle, you would fight. So one time I got out. I mean, I didn't get out. I really didn't get out. Like, real talk, I really did not get out. But this girl, she said that she did get out because it was beef before then because when we were eating lunch, she talking about her blood is blue, and so it comes out of her skin, and then it's red. And I was like, no, your blood is clearly red, like whether it's inside of your body or outside of your body. So that's what I was arguing. But she, instead of her just taking the higher road, being like, I know what I know, whatever, she had beef with me because I challenged her on it. So when we was doing turtle goose, I got out. She had leftover beef, so it was beef. So we went to the middle of the circle. We started fighting. I don't like to fight. And that's when I realized I don't like to fight because I pulled her hair and she had like some braids that honestly looking back on it, they was too tight and that's why she had bumps in her head. But I thought she told me that it's because I pulled her hair and I was like, oh no, because I didn't even notice it before. So then after that, I figured out I wasn't a fighter. I don't know how I got on that story.
Seen
But
so far probably has considerable strength, certainly enough to get what will take care of him and look after him in perhaps rather selfish way.
How rigid a pattern is this aggressiveness of his at this age?
It's not uncommon for aggression to come to the fore at this point.
But not this much.
Not this much because this is quite disrupting to everybody. I just wonder, and this will be the real test, as to whether or not we're going to see any softness and babiness and lovingness come through in the dog. If some of this does come through, then I think that
who gonna teach this boy to be a man? Because she can't do it.
To solve his problems in a rather satisfactory way with a little bit of help.
Facts are one thing, feelings another. The doctor must see the problem as the mother feels it.
I'm trying to get at your feelings, and you seem to be hiding them and covering them up. Because I would expect that you would be either very...
Yo, that look she just gave. Hold on. That look.
I'm trying to get at your feelings, and you seem to be hiding them and covering them up. Because I would expect that you would be either very angry with your husband or very sad and hurt that you lost because you said you don't like to be a loser.
No, I don't.
But what happens when you are a loser?
What kind of question is that? Why would you want the mother to feel like she's lost? So she just beat down, worn down, and lost? Why would you want her to feel that way? I'm not saying that it's like a win or lose, situation, because the win would be that your child feels loved and knows how to act in society, but also can think for themselves and, make healthy relationships and healthy social interactions. Excuse me. But for him to be like, so what happens when you do lose? As a woman, I find offense to that.
Because here is a situation where you are a loser. You've been a loser with your 6-year-old child for a long time. That's what you're telling me.
When I lose,
Your
when I say
boy's
something...
gone out skating. He was supposed
She
to
finna
stay
cry.
in bed. Your husband let him go. And you lost on that occasion. What is it that you're feeling inside you?
Perhaps sadness?
Yeah, she
Sadness
finna
more
cry.
than anger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which hurts more?
Sadness.
Is your sadness deep?
Are you dumb? What hurts more? Sadness or anger? She's like, sadness. Clearly. Who gave him a PhD and a doctorate? Who did it? Charlie Brown? SpongeBob SquarePants?
Have you ever cried?
Regarding that...
Have you ever cried? Is he asking a mother of a violent child? Is that like a real question? That can't be a real question. He has to probably just be trying to get her to talk. Right? Because have you cried? Are these real questions? Welcome to Pallywhack. Do you eat? Will you eat? Yeah, I've cried. What are you talking about?
No, the only time I was very upset was when I was phoned from the school to say that they thought he was much better off not to be there any longer. And it was the way that it was put to me that was, I mean, it was just out of the blue. I was just phoned to say that the child was not adjusting and he was disturbing the class. And it was very put to me very badly because it's not a teacher's place to phone, it's the principal's place to phone.
You're putting emphasis on protocol, who should call you. I think you're trying to avoid the catastrophe that your child was expelled from school.
Well, expelled, yes, but expelled usually expels thieves and...
Well, expelled means...
I mean, he hitting folks,
It
so.
wasn't his fault that he was asked to leave because he wasn't handled correctly.
This is the supervisor of the nursery school he was asked to leave.
Also, a lot of these people are homosexual, and I can tell. Like the first lady, the first, hold on. What are we at? 2626. This lady, she get down. I could tell.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Oh, wait.
This is a man, a mommy, and a daddy.
Okay.
Learning
What the
things
heck?
which
What's going
required
on?
more attentiveness and a circle where they sat down for a period of time and discussed various things. And Philip realized he couldn't cope with this, so he would ask to go and visit a younger class. And we tried this on occasions. He came to visit various classes, but immediately became attached to one child and showed his affection by beginning to hurt this child. I spoke to Philip's mother and told her that unless she got some help, we couldn't manage to keep Philip at the way he was now. We were only equipped to a certain amount, and we were only trained to a certain level, and we felt
She get down.
that Philip
You saw that
needed more
look?
help than we could give him, or that
Hello.
we needed direction in helping Philip or in understanding Philip.
Now, I don't know everything in the world. I don't know math very well. I don't know how to do a lot of things, okay? Math being the majority of the things that I don't know. But I don't know who the 23rd president was. I don't know how big Iowa is. I don't know how to spell peripheral off the top of my head. But this look here, I've seen this look before. And I don't care what you got going on, what you got going on, but I know that this right here, this woman right here, that there is a homosexual. Okay?
Certain level, and we felt that Philip needed more help than we could give him, or that we needed direction in helping Philip or in understanding Philip. Now, the father became quite hostile. He said he couldn't understand that if we were such experts in nursery school, why we couldn't cope with the situation.
There it is. You saw that look again? You saw her give it again? This must be a female interviewer.
Now,
in the back here, coming back
here.
here.
Quite hostile. He
Because
said he
look.
couldn't understand that if we were such experts in nursery school, why we couldn't cope with.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Situation, and we explained.
That woman got a carabiner.
Experts
Okay.
in behavior problems in the sense that Philip was beyond our understanding.
It's nice of you to join us. I thought it'd be a good...
Side note, when are they going to interview the dad? Because we are 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes into this 26-long video, and the dad's, I mean, he didn't even show the cameo. They didn't even show a picture of them together. Like,
idea if we spend a little time talking about some of the things that I tried to observe as I spent a half hour or so with Edie. And,
Yes?
you want to show your mommy what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about me telling your mommy what we're doing?
Yeah.
Can I
But
tell her
really, you
too?
won't get those things, but you believe it.
Yes. You got a whole mouthful.
yeah, he
But,
sure do.
You like to play and eat.
What is he
and
eating
talk
on? I want
and
some.
breathe and grow all up one time, like a real hungry alligator.
I know that stuff's
And I
sticky.
like this. Yes. Oh, thank you. This is a mummy, and a daddy. And they've been playing a game most of the morning. What's the game they've been playing?
Husband and wife.
They've been playing a husband and wife game with a lot of kisses and hugs. Lots of kisses and hugs. So many that you think this mummy and daddy never raised their eyebrows at each other. And never had an argument with each other. And mostly at breakfast time.
Oh.
When everybody had a whole...
This whole thing is weird. This whole thing is weird. Like, her, him, the child, the puppets, the candy, all of it is weird. The bald spot, it's all weird.
of bacon for breakfast.
The narration. What are you talking about?
Yep. Oh, God.
That's one story that Philippe's been telling us, and he's been coming back to that story again and again.
Did they feed this child before they, like, has he eaten a sandwich all day? And somebody, please get this man some Bengay. Why did you have him going out looking like the sun? Looking like that one spot on Jupiter or Saturn or whatever they got going on. Why would you do that to him? And he over here trying to tell people what to do with their life? You got him looking crazy. Whoever is in charge of makeup.
Being a very, very amorous, affectionate husband, and with lots of kisses and hugs for mommy.
So is the therapist the husband and they got this child playing the wife?
Philippe's way of saying that, oh, when you can give a mummy lots of hugs and kisses, then your mummy becomes such a happy mummy. And when you're a little boy like Philippe with lots of hugs and kisses, then you can be not a fighting boy at school, but maybe a happy boy at school.
He trying to see what's under the puppet. He said, forget all the playing around, because sometimes I be feeling like this too. Why are we playing? Why are we playing a game? Let's get to the root of the tutor of the situation. You feel me? Like, okay, yeah, we're playing. We could kiss and all of that, but like, what we about to do? He said,
Trouble. Not really trouble, but game trouble.
unbelievable.
The alligator became very, very hungry. And he wanted to eat up the daddy's head. And I think the alligator was Philippe. And I think Philip became very angry. But he says, I always get what I want. And that's why I fight. And I fight to get what I want, even though I sometimes never really get what I want.
I said I want that thing now.
You want it right now. And you don't think you can wait longer at all.
Yes, you can, Philippe. I cannot. I don't have to run.
He said, I want it now.
Or are you getting to be an angrier alligator?
Now get the get my run.
He's like, you about to see what a motherfucking alligator can do.
A sad little alligator that says, I want something. And I can't, and I want you. And do you ever feel that?
I want something to eat.
Yeah, I'll be mad too. The way he eating them crackers, they have not fed him a Subway sandwich, a soup bowl, a 2 for $4, nothing.
Good night.
He said, good night.
See how sleepy you are. Can you cuddle in my arms? Ah. And now you can be that little baby with one tooth. And I wonder, what's better, a big, hungry alligator?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Look how long this man is. Look how long this man is. You see his elbows coming all off the side like this? Look, I don't think so. Look, I'm all for, letting people show children affection and stuff like that. But get down, get off this man's lap. Let's trade. He needs to trade mothers with my mother, because had somebody grab me and scoop me up like this and oh, come here, let me hold you like a baby, you got one tooth. Sir, let my child down.
That wants things, or a little baby with one tooth.
Also, there's somebody that you know who you are. That's gonna be you. Yeah.
That can start life all over again and be cozy
Rocked.
and comfortable. What do you like best?
But
Baby. A big angry boy.
how
Very
his
hungry,
parts start from right
or
here?
a little cozy baby with one tooth.
A big alligator.
A big alligator. And the big alligator, is he happy when he wants all the things he can't get? Is he happy when the teacher's fighting with him?
No.
And when his mommy takes her
He just
to
talking. He don't even get this child a chance to answer any questions.
Mm? Mm?
Mm.
Mm? I don't think that alligator is such a happy little boy.
This is not giving me good vibes.
I think he's a sad little boy.
I don't
Because he'd
know.
like to be
This is making me
a big
uncomfortable.
boy that can go to the park, make bacon for breakfast, make his mommy and daddy happy.
Because this is not going to help with anger. You just...
Hold it.
This is not helping with anger. You're literally just distracting him, I guess. That's not helping him deal with what he got going on.
Mm.
You did?
Yes?
For who?
Mr. Rogers head ass.
Me?
Would you like me to make things for you?
Yeah.
Because you're giving me a real big hug. You had your arm
Now, here's
around me,
something
hugging
for
me
you.
for a long time, and now you make something for me. That's true. If I can do something nice for you, you can do something nice for me, and the alligator can be put away. The hungry alligator isn't so important anymore.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Well, that's a pretty tender little...
Please tell me that I'm not the only one. Please! Because if I'm the only one that thought that there was something absolutely wrong with all of that, I don't know about humanity. I don't have any children. So, I mean,
Alligator.
Very, very helpful to see him perform in this way, because you know that there is a tremendous need to be dependent and to be loved and to have kind of physical contact, which little boys this age should be able to have every once in a while. He's not quite as tough and as hard as he would like to, as he's tried to make people think. If he was as tough and as hard as he made a lot of people think, he'd be in deep trouble. I don't think he's quite in as deep trouble as perhaps
that's all water sign stuff, for real.
they felt he was at the beginning. People need some support and help as to how to handle him.
He needs to be treated like a little boy. A good
He
deal
needs
of
to
the
be
time.
treated like a little boy, and
He needs to be treated like a little boy. He needs to be treated like a little boy. He needs to be treated like a little boy. He does need to be treated like a little boy. He is literally a little boy. You gonna treat him like a rock?
the alligator that's in him, I guess. And this is best done by beginning to accept the
Alligator, okay.
little weak part of the little boy that's in there, which is rather lovable. But this hasn't been developed enough yet.
Perhaps if the mother sees the need.
She seems to be prepared to deal with this part of him again. She has the same patterns that he has in a different way. But I guess
Let's see.
without realizing it, she's probably been exposing him to this rather aggressive way of dealing with things.
Point is, they need help.
Oh, they need help. Yes, this family was really in a very tight jam, and they needed something.
This family, but we've only seen the mother and the son. We've only heard about the dad. Vaguely in maybe 3 clips. Other than that, we've never even seen this man. We've seen y'all. We've heard y'all give y'all nothing freaking opinions, but as far as the dad, we don't know what he looks like. We don't know what his hobbies are. We don't know if he drinks coffee in the morning. We don't know what his job is. We don't know if he has any other kids. We don't know if this is his first marriage. We don't know if he be there for Christmas. We don't know anything about the dad except that he adores the child, and that he gets whatever she said in the beginning, that he gets frustrated or something, like, and then he be giving the kid what the kid wants when the kid needs to maybe probably sit down and be quiet and listen to his mom sometimes. That's all we know.
To see that there were other ways of living than...
Why aren't they interviewing the dad? Why aren't these two men interviewing the dad? Why are they interviewing each other? Who are y'all? Y'all aren't even the therapist. Why are you not interviewing the therapist? The therapist clearly has a strong bonding relationship with this child. Why are we not interviewing the therapist? These are my questions.
The way that they have been living.
These are my questions.
The boy couldn't have lasted in school or gone through school, perhaps.
Well, this may have been his way of letting everybody know that there's something wrong, and some help had to be given to him. This is a symptom, and he's crying out to get the pain relieved, so to speak.
It is 7 months later. Philip's mother talks with the psychiatrist who has dealt with the problem, Dr. June Cumberland.
How do you see Philip now?
Completely changed, to say the very least.
Can you describe?
What happened?
Well, he's much more relaxed. He concentrates far more. I think his whole personality has changed entirely.
Was this guy the first Dr. Phil? Because what happened to him? He got a hug from the therapist, and now 7 months later, he's doing okay?
I have been aware of the change. He was able to sit here for today for, well over half an hour without really insisting.
But can I just say, like, her bone structure is really pretty, though, to be honest, though. Like, she's very quaint. She's very knit. She's very knit, you know. She's very you know what I'm saying? Very, like, type of thing. I could see her, you know, either being a poodle or having a poodle. You feel me?
He do a tremendous amount of things. He could play in some kind of a constructive way.
I think it's due to his schooling and due to his visits to you. And maybe, in another sense, due to the environment that I've tried to change, knowing when I recognized what had to be done.
In what way have you changed the environment to some extent?
Well, I find that he doesn't like to be screamed at. Not that any child does, but if you speak to him in a normal way,
That's what I was
and
saying.
very nicely, he reacts far better. He's hostile if you sort
Don't
of
we
start
all?
to command him.
I don't know anybody that likes to be screamed at, to be
And
honest.
there's a
Like,
tremendous change in him. And of course he's got much older. He understands more. Oh, I just take him aside and say, look here, if you don't do this, you know, Mummy's going to be very angry and he's going to do it, and that's the end of it. And if I'm not interrupted, I succeed.
If Daddy doesn't.
Yes. And he can't go through life wanting everything and getting everything and just smiling and saying, well, I'm going to ask my daddy. He's going to get it for me.
that's
He
true.
has to know. There has to be a limit.
Still ain't made the
And
dad.
I've tried to
Still
say
ain't
that,
seen
but
him.
it's never been kept.
What happens really is that Philip plays you and Daddy off against each other very often, then, but you and your husband haven't been able to come together to try and help by getting together to try and help Philip.
No.
Has he been aware of the changes in?
So just body language wise, she's a lot more comfortable with this woman talking and interviewing with her. I just have to put that out there. Like, I feel like her answers are a lot more coherent, a lot less defensive. They're a lot more honest. She's not closing her body off, you know, hiding her face. I was going to say, like, when she was back here, 2320. Let me see, when she was like back here, you see, like, every time you would kind of see her, she would have her face, you know, like she would kind of be hiding her face. Not so much right there, but like she's looking down. Oh, wait, no. You know, see her, you know, she's very kind of just, not disgruntled, but she's very uncomfortable, very, She has like something, she's not rageful. I need a dictionary. She's, she's disgruntled is really the word that comes to mind. She's trying to over explain. She's like, defensive. She's she's like, yeah, well, it's giving like argument, but like I don't want to really argue with you, but like I'm arguing with you. You feel me? So, but here, well, she's doing it a little bit, I guess, but not as much. She's really thinking I think when you look up here, when you like go like this, you're like really like tapping into your reservoir or something, and you're trying to like recollect or remember.
And maybe, in another sense,
trying to fill it out.
Due to the environment that I tried to change, knowing when I recognized what had to be done.
In what way have you changed the environment?
So they decided not to mic her up at all. They said what was that lady's name on Matilda, the teacher that grabbed that girl by the pigtails, she's not gonna be mic'd. Only the mother. We don't care what this woman has to say, because this woman has a child who's problematic, and this woman is just a woman, and it's 1960. And
well, I find that he doesn't like to be screamed at. Not that any child does, but if you speak to him in a normal way and very nicely, he reacts far better. He's hostile if you sort of shout or command him. I never found a tremendous change in him. And of course, he's got much older. He understands more. Oh, I just take him aside and say, look here. If you don't do this, Mommy's going to be very angry, and he's going to do it, and that's the end of it. And if I'm not interrupted, I succeed.
If Daddy doesn't.
Yes. And he can't go through life wanting everything, getting everything, and just smiling and saying, well, I'm going to ask my daddy, he's going to get it for me. He has to know there has to be a limit. And I've tried to set a limit, but it's never been kept.
What happens really is that Philly plays you and Daddy off against each other very often, eh? But you and your husband haven't been able to come together to try and help by getting together to try and help Philippe.
No.
Has he been aware of the changes in Philippe, or would you say he's much the same?
No, he thinks Philippe's improved tremendously.
Okay. Do you worry about getting things on your hands? Why?
Because I'm afraid my mother's gonna give me a hit.
You afraid Mommy would hit you for getting yourself dirty?
Yeah.
oh, truth coming out.
Do you like to be dirty?
Could you tell her we have to paint?
I'll tell her. You're worried she might get angry with you.
Yeah.
Do you and Mommy get angry?
There's the mother going after the baby.
What's she gonna do?
Gonna spank her, and there's a father after mother.
What's Mommy and Daddy gonna do?
Spank the mother, and the mother's gonna spank the baby.
Daddy gets angry at Mommy, and Mommy spanks the baby.
Yeah.
How does the baby feel?
Yeah.
Cry? People have fights in your family?
Sometimes.
Who fights in your family?
My mom and Papa.
And what do you feel like when they have an argument?
I feel sad.
You feel sad inside?
Yeah.
Do you tell them you feel sad inside?
When they punish me, I'll feel sad for them.
Why do you feel sad for them when they punish you?
Because I feel sad.
You ever feel angry inside?
I sure do.
When do you feel angry?
When they start to tell me what to do.
You don't like to be told what to do.
No, I'll tell them what to do.
You'd like
Right.
to be-
Stop fighting. You gonna tell me what to do? Y'all can't even keep yourselves together.
I like him tremendously. He's warm, he's outgoing, he's charming, and when he's happier, he's a delightful little boy to have around. He's bright. You can
I like her
discuss with him all
glasses.
sorts of things. His comprehension is very good. And we enjoy having him very much. We have other children with the same problems due to other reasons. But with help, and of course they do get sedation, medicine to help them to learn to live with themselves, not these hyperactive, aggressive, hostile. But we've seen some wonderful results in the past. It's a long, drawn-out process.
It's the same, the same formula all over again, just a lot of tender, loving care.
Philippe is a happier boy much of the time. Life is a little easier for him, for his parents, for the school. There is a long way to go, but life is long and has many paths. He and his parents and his schools will probably find the right one.
Wow. No, that really ended a little, I don't know, that ended not how I expected. I feel like they could have probably just put that last part in there and then that could have been the whole thing because like I she said he was doing better 7 months later, but I think the only thing that's different is that he's expressing his feelings now. Before he wasn't talking. And then we just figured out that the reason why you hit him is because your husband hits you. So, and the reason why he be acting bad is because he feel like you can't tell him what to do because he be trying to tell y'all what to do, like stop fighting, and y'all can't even do that. So it's a sticky situation. I kind of feel like I heard something I wasn't supposed to hear. I kind of feel like I seen some things that I wasn't supposed to see. And I'll have to reflect on what I witnessed today and figure out what I'm gonna do with the information that I learned. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that maybe you laughed. I hope that if you were listening to this while you're like cleaning up or whatever, I hope that you got it, done, and look around if you did. Doesn't everything look so nice? Like you did a really good job. Like go ahead and light the candle, set this room to the side, and go click on another video so you can hit the bathroom. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this very often or not, but I just seen this video today and I was like, I kind of want to react to it. So that's what I did. And yeah, 2024. Hold on. Wait, it's 2024. Okay, so me personally, I feel like 2023 went by so slow and so fast. For like half of 2023, I was thinking that things that happened the beginning of 2023 didn't even happen that year. I was like, oh, that was, a couple years ago, but it literally happened like that earlier that year. So now I'm sitting at the whole top of another year, like that's really wild. And this March, I'm really gonna have a great time. So, Happy New Year's to everyone. If you already messed up in your New Year's resolution, that's okay. It's only like what, the third or fourth day. Like you have time. Just relax. You can do it. And yeah, so that's all I have right now. Go click on some more videos. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Mwah, XOXO Dragon Energy. Bye.